do this. Lots of people have this. What's this person doing? Nothing productive. They're sitting in front of the TV. It's the trappings of society. We've been indoctrinated to go to work, and then you're mentally exhausted. So what do? You come home and you unload into the TV. The funny thing about TV, if you have the Discovery Channel like I do, you're passively watching somebody else's exciting life. So I urge you in this little journey that I take you on today to sort of create your own Discovery Channel. One of the things I was asked once is, well, if your life was a movie, would you ever watch it? And I thought at that time when I heard this, I thought, well, no. I would probably just skip over. I would be happy with the commercials. But in this case, now today, I would. This is the kind of persona I feel that I'd like to be at. This is where I'd like to be. This is my target. Flip-flops, shorts, t-shirt. Personal brand. That's something that we've been taught in internet marketing. What's the most important thing? We've all talked about it today. Phil Bedford, Nick has also touched on it. It's about mindset. We're in our comfort zones in the job zone. Essentially, we have a job, it's comfortable, there's no risk. You go to your work, you do just enough to get by without having to pass out on your desk or chair, whatever you do, and then get some sort of a paycheck, which then you can try to buy food, pay rent. Before you know it, you're just over broke. And I saw some hands go up. But I know not everybody wants to admit it, but how many people officially really are 1 or 2 months away from broke if they have no job? And that's a very serious thing. Yeah, I was there too. But that's the mindset, is to try to get yourself out of that the indoctrination and get yourself educated. Now there's a man called Morten Andersen, who's the owner of a company that I work with, which is in my Forex world, which I'll touch on in a minute. And he came up with the bridging the gap philosophy. How many of you have actually been to Burj Al Arab before, right? Have you guys also ever just stood in front and taken a picture before? Some of you have heard this story. Well, how many of you have actually ever stayed in the Burj Al Arab? 1, 2, 3. I can count all that in one hand, you see. The bridging the gap philosophy says, well, why don't you just go and do it? What's stopping you from staying there? What about the people inside? Are they better than you? No, they may have figured out a different system. They're probably personally wealthy. So bridging the gap is trying to use education, trying to teach yourself things in forms like this that Ernesto puts on. And I completely believe in it, and it's a few steps to success, really. So who the heck am I? Well, there's two versions of me. There's the version of me that the corporate world wants, and then there's the version of me that I am, or I'm trying to become. And actually the only statement really here, if you notice, I'm financially becoming more independent. I already told you guys I'm still in the corporate world, right? Noose around my neck. So this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. What we teach here, what we do in our lives, is not about getting rich quick. There's no real such thing. You've heard of these, but they're usually scams. It's about learning over a period of time and teaching yourself a set of skills. And that's what the beauty of networking, internet marketing, and using online platforms to get to that second stage. So this was me some time ago. I think we've all experienced this, anyone who has pockets. I've experienced that there's usually lint or just some change. And the thing is, I've said to myself, I don't ever want to be this person again. I don't want to see myself doing this. It's a horrible feeling. Have you ever looked at your bank account before and said, I just don't have enough money to do the real things that I want to do? How many of you get that? It's so powerful to know that you can actually just do it. The problem is the corporate world stops you from doing it. Yet your own world, you are your own brand. You create your own brand. So you have to be able to become more powerful, like the things that we're trying to do up here. Another fantastic motivational speaker from North America named Gene Velitis, he has a little poem, I guess, or quote, learners are earners. Well, if you don't ever teach yourself a new skill, like they've said before, if you just go to school and that's the maximum that you've done, well then you haven't really learned anything except what the job taught you. So, do you ever read books? Does anyone read books around here? Are they motivational books? Are they books on love and romance? Are they magazines on cars? Do you ever look at a magazine that has cars in it and said, I wish I could have that? Well, why don't you go and get it? What's stopping you? All right, you're stopping me. I'm stopping me. This is not me pointing the finger. I was there 6 months ago. It doesn't take a really, really long time to understand the principles, but then it takes some time to implement them. So what's my vehicle? We've talked about what this vehicle is. I've been told that, I've already mentioned that I'm a Forex guy. What is that? I'll get into it now. And no, I can't fly a plane, but it is true the fastest way at the moment to get from one place to another is flying. My vehicle, and what I decided to learn, was this. How many of you understand what Forex or currency trading is? Does anyone know that? Lots of hands, perfect. I'm sure some of you have dabbled in it. I've already met some of you outside during the break. Essentially, for those of you who don't know, if you've ever traveled anywhere, which I'm sure you have, you take some of your dirhams and you change it into dollars. Essentially, you get some dollars out of it. That's currency exchange process. You one currency for another currency. It's a little bit more complex than that, you see. So, for example, if you took those dollars and moments later said, oh, I need my dirhams back, and you go back, well, you'd actually get less dirhams, wouldn't you? That's just how it works. That's the currency exchange market. Difference between buy and sell rate. You can actually see this on the different currencies behind me. We've all experienced this to some degree. But this market is not like the stock market, you see. You see, the stock market is kind of funny, because what you do is you end up buying stocks in a company in the stock market, and then, for example, like IBM, great company, and if the stocks in that company drop, well, then you've lost some of your money, haven't you, if you try to take it out. Currency market doesn't work like that, and it's a way bigger market. The size of the currency market is that greater than the GDP of China, which is the third or fourth largest GDP in the world. This is on a daily basis. Think about it. Every day, $3.8 trillion exchanges hands somehow. I've got to explain it in layman terms for some of the people who actually know the currency market. Can you count $3.8 trillion? Can anyone count that right now? How long would it take to count $3.8 trillion? I have no idea, I'm just asking. Does anyone know? Yeah. So it would take a really long time. The thing is that currency traders like myself, I just want a piece of that pie every day. I want 1,000 euros, I want 2,000 euros. So why the market? Well, actually the market specifically because it's safer than the standard, your commodities and your stocks and whatnot. And the reason for that is it can't crash. The nice thing about a currency market is that you can trade in short or long terms. I'm a long-term trader. The amount of volatility, which basically means the number of times the chart goes like this and bigger volumes of times the chart goes like this, is bigger during the currency market. And at the moment, I get a lot of excitement from doing it. It gives me unparalleled amounts of excitement. I don't know what that means because I've had some fun excitement jumping on planes and stuff. Currency values fluctuate 8,000 times a day. You have approximately 8,000 opportunities to make money. Of course, it's a market, so you can lose some money, right? But lucky for you guys, I'm here to teach people how to do that. And the fact of the currency market is that it's open 24 hours a day. The bell only rings on Friday nights somewhere so that they can close for a weekend. So literally, it's 2 in the morning, you could be trading. You could be making money in your sleep, which is what we've already heard about people doing. So what's the major difference? It can't crash, and at the same time, you can trade on either direction. What does that mean? I'm not going to get technical, so don't run away. Essentially, I'm going to try to explain it in the most basic terms. You see what happens here, and this is the only example I have at the moment, is at $1.35, if I decided to think that day, for some reason, that dollar value is going to go down against another currency, I'm just going to guess down, and I will put in 30 euros into the market and watch it go down from $1.35 to $1.20. What's the difference? 15 points, right? Well, if I take my $30, multiply it by 15 points, that's my profit. That's take home. That's online currency trading for you. But also on the other side of it, I can decide to go up and I can say, well, the dollar I think is going to go up for a little bit. Put in my same 30 euros, and an hour, 10 minutes, 3 hours later, it makes the money. I teach people how to do this for free, by the way. So during my little journey of trying to learn what to do, I decided to download a platform. That's how you have to connect yourself to the internet. You need a program. So I downloaded a program. And then I started trading. Charts everywhere, probably like you can imagine in the movies. The screens everywhere, charts, smoke coming out of my ears. It's true, smoke was coming out of my ears. That could have been a shisha. And I started trading currencies around the world, and I thought, okay, I know what I'm doing. So I lost some money. And you think, wow, okay, this guy's a success story. Maybe, he's probably made some money. Yeah, of course, but I lost money first. So what did I do? What would you do? Panic. When Ernesto talked about the different feelings that we don't feel, but we actually do, what's the do of panic? Right? Of course, I panicked. Then, I turned it around. So what would you do? How many would panic? You lost about 1,000 euros today. Who would panic with 1,000 euros? Why is 1,000 euros so much? Then I decided to ask for help. There are 2 kinds of personalities here. You can either leave, and you can forget the whole thing and never do it again because you lost 1,000 euros, and you got burnt a little bit. Or you can say, I don't know what I'm doing, I need some help. You need a mentor. We've had mentors, already on the stage. They've all also mentioned about mentors. Oh, it's really hot in here. Do you guys mind if I take off my shirt? You're still asking, aren't you? It's just the shirt this time. Cufflinks were a good idea. You're really all quiet, aren't you? I don't have the sexy music, unfortunately. There we go. Thank you. Come on, guys. Give me a hand. Anybody have money? Just throw it up on stage. There we go. I really like your style, but I'm not sure about it. You guys understand that this is actually a journey I'm on right now. It's everything that all the other speakers are talking about. And yet, I'm just living it. Live in front of your face. I'm nothing special. I'm an experimental psych major in Canada. Yeah, I ran experiments socially on people, so I'm watching it. So I asked for help. And what did my mentor tell me? He said, well, Tanner, you just need some resources, just things that you don't have already. So I thought, okay, well, how does this all work? And this is 4 years ago. So one of these mentors in the UK said, well, go to a website like this one. What's on this website? I know that some of the traders that are in my community at the moment are looking and wondering, this is the thing I'm going to be teaching, by the way, in my seminars. What is this? Actually, can you guys all just focus on that? It says new home sales month on month, a couple of exclamation marks, and then this is the previously quoted figure. This is the assumed figure coming up. It says that in the US,